Hey everybody, welcome to No Excuses. I'm your host, Rodney Arbona, and my special guest today is Joseph D'Onofrio, and we know him for a number of great films, both Goodfellas, The Bronx Tale, Who's Jenna, and now you catapulted your career into comedy, and you are one funny guy.
Thank you so much. It's great to be on No Excuses, because I love your show.
Thank you.
And I love your interviewing style.
Thank you so much.
Your smile.
Thanks so much, my friend.
Man.
So where did this comedy thing come from? Because we know you from a serious guy, getting in trouble in a bunch of films. Well, Who's Jenna, you were great at. Totally different personality. You were like this geeky guy, but funny at the same time. Coming up, I know a lot of those liners you were doing on your own. It was not the writing. There's no way.
Well, basically, right now my next show is May 18th.
Great.
It's going to be at the Broadway Comedy Club.
Excellent.
I come up, I do like 10 minutes of comedy. Then I bring up 4 of the best comedians in New York City and throughout the country.
Excellent.
And in between, I do like 3 minutes here, 2 minutes there. It's a great time. It's only $30 a ticket.
Wow.
It's Saturday night this time, 11 p.m. It's great. And how I came up with stand-up is basically, I don't know if you know, but I was on a TV show called Are We There Yet? I did 2 seasons. I played Staten Island Mike. I was on 30 Rock. I've been on a couple of comedies, The Deli. And basically a friend of mine does stand-up. And he's like, you should do stand-up. And I was like, you know what? Let's do stand-up, because I'm funny.
Yes,
and then
you
we
are.
did funny, so I was like, let's try it.
Sure.
And the first time I was doing it, I was very nervous. I was nervous. But I went up there, as soon as the camera went on, I just nailed it. It was great, man.
Wow.
It's great making people laugh and having a good time. And basically, it's a fun time.
Joseph, you have that energy. I mean, hanging with you a number of times, we crossed paths, not on purpose. We didn't know we were going to be together, and we were there, and we have such a fun time every time we do it. But you're just so you. It's amazing how, I don't think you're acting. I think this is just who you are, which is a gift.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like to have a good time, but in a positive way.
Yes, you do.
You know what I mean?
Very
You
positive.
got to stay positive and enjoy life
Yes.
in a positive way, and also respect. I love to respect people and respect everybody in whoever I come around.
You know, I noticed that in everything I've seen you do, your message is always that. It's positive. You're never being derogatory. I mean, of course, the crime scenes is one thing, but I mean, when you get into a product like Who's Jenna, nothing in there of yourself you could tell was negative. It was just bringing out a great message and making a whole lot of people laugh.
Well, I don't know if you know, but I grew up in a tough neighborhood.
You think?
I grew up in Bensonhurst, right?
Just a little tough.
Well, you know why they call it Bensonhurst, right?
Why is that?
Because if you mess around, you're going to leave in a hearse. Give you a little taste of my comedy, you know what I mean?
That's great, my friend. That's great. So May 18th, Saturday night,
11 p.m. You get
Excellent.
your tickets on Eventbrite. Joseph D'Onofrio Comedy Show, Part 3. Plus, I'm also coming out in a horror movie called Ghost in the Graveyard. We got Sarah Q. We got Made in Chinatown. Also a TV show called Made in Brooklyn. They're shooting a pilot right now with a couple of great guys. My friend William DeMayo, who's excellent.
Remember William?
Yeah. And keep him busy, man. Just trying to live life and, be a good human being.
And that you are.
No, you are.
Have you ever thought when you started with Goodfellas, which you were a young kid at that point, and here you are today, you don't look a whole lot different, so it's kind of hard for me to say you were a young kid then. But do you ever think at this point comedy was in your path?
No, I didn't. Actually, when I did Goodfellas, to be honest with you, I really didn't even know what I was doing, because I never grew up wanting to be an actor. I grew up doing commercials and breakdancing. And basically, I fell into Goodfellas because I looked like Joe Pesci.
There you go.
If I didn't look like Joe Pesci, I would have never been in the movie. What happened was, my agent told me I was doing commercials. She's like, listen, they're looking for a young Joe Pesci. And she's like, I think you look like Joe Pesci. Why don't you go up and meet the director or meet the casting? So I went up, and I looked like Joe Pesci, and that was it. And then from there, since I was in that movie, they kept using me in a lot of other movies they did, like The Bronx Tale,
Right.
Jungle Fever, Night in the City,
That's right.
a whole bunch of other ones.
That's right.
But basically, when I was doing it, I didn't realize the magnitude of the pictures I was in and what I was doing, that I was on $1 million budgets.
No kidding.
And when I look back on it, but I realized that, you know what, that's why I got the part. Because I would go to the set and not even know like Robert De Niro, or Joe Pesci, and Scorsese. I'd just be like, oh, this is Robert De Niro. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you, and walk away.
Right.
But I think that was what drew them towards me.
Sure, of
because
course.
they were like, I was basically playing myself.
That's right.
In different roles. But now, as I started acting and learning from De Niro and Joaquin Phoenix and whoever I was working with and watching their technique, I realized, you know what, I could do something with this.
And you can.
Let me try to act. So like, I don't know, like 12 years ago, I started saying to myself, you know what, let me start taking it seriously. And that's when I got into the comedy, and I started making people laugh. And now I'll tell you, stand-up comedy is pretty hard, because you gotta go up there, you gotta make people laugh.
No
And if you don't
kidding.
make people laugh, it's just silent.
That's right.
So far, I haven't bombed once. I haven't had silence, because I'm fast.
Yes,
a lot
you
of
are.
comedians, they stop. They say a joke, they stop.
They wait for the response.
I just keep going.
Good for you.
I mean, I wait for a response, but I have like you said, I'm an energetic guy.
Yes, you are.
So I'm just trying to go and go. If I hear a dead spot, I just go to the next joke.
Good for you.
So it's like, I hopefully tonight I won't bomb. But you know what it is? I'm a little, I didn't know it was going to be in a church. So now I have to revise my act a little, so I can't say certain words. I got to like keep it. But I've been telling my girl, I was like, you know what? I want to come up with an act that's clean. Because basically what I'm doing now is all these shows I do, I'm trying to pick the best comedians that I'm working with. And then at the end, I want to make like a show. Like have 4 comics and me hosting, and maybe pitch it to like Netflix or Amazon and like
Excellent.
sell it. That's the whole plan.
And to his credit, folks, he didn't know he was going to be here with me today either. I just dragged him out of a crowd.
No, but he did say, you did send me a message
Yes,
that you
I
were
did
going to
send
see
you
me.
earlier. Yes.
And you said something about interviewing me.
I says, I'm looking forward to possibly seeing face to face.
See me face to face, and I was like, and I didn't know it. Then he's like, oh, come on, I'm interviewing you.
Right.
I'm sitting down eating.
Yeah, face to face
why
in this
not?
capacity.
Yeah.
We've seen face to face a
And I
number of times.
appreciate you bringing me in here and giving me a plug and showing me to all your viewers.
Oh,
And
you're
if they want to
welcome.
follow me, they can follow me on Joseph D'Onofrio Official on Instagram, Joseph D'Onofrio on Facebook.
Yes.
And I'm always doing live videos, and I always talk to all my people. They're not fans, they're friends.
That's right. And he means that, because from the day I met him, he always treated me like a person and like a friend from day one, and you really did, and I
You're
appreciate
really a
that.
person?
No.
He's a person?
This is AI.
I thought you were a robot or
This
something.
is AI.
Oh my God.
This is artificial
You're a person.
intelligence.
I thought you were like a robot.
Don't poke me. Don't poke me. Joseph D'Onofrio, thank you so much for being on No Excuses. This has been a blast. Have a great time tonight, and I'll see you again later today. Thank you for watching. Joseph D'Onofrio, definitely get him, connect with him, on all the social media. You'll never regret it. You'll have a great time seeing all the things he's done. Great talent to follow as well. See you again.